Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to this explosive edition of Entertainment Buzz where we dive deep into one of the most shocking moments in daytime television history. Picture this: the vibrant Los Angeles studio of the Kelly Clarkson Show, buzzing with anticipation as the audience settles in for what was supposed to be a harmonious blend of country twang and pop powerhouse vibes. It's a crisp morning in mid-August 2025, and the set is adorned with rustic wooden accents, colorful lights, and a massive screen flashing highlights from Keith Urban's latest album, High, which has been dominating the charts with its soulful anthems about love, loss, and redemption. Kelly Clarkson, the reigning queen of heartfelt ballads and unfiltered charm, strides onto the stage in a flowing emerald green dress that catches the light just right, her signature blonde waves bouncing as she waves enthusiastically to the cheering crowd. The band kicks off with an upbeat cover of Keith's hit, Somebody Like You, getting everyone clapping along, toes tapping, and hearts swelling with that classic country warmth. Backstage, Keith Urban, the Australian-born guitar wizard with a voice like velvet over gravel, adjusts his crisp white button-down shirt, sleeves rolled up to reveal tattooed forearms that tell stories of a life lived loud and unapologetically. At 57, Keith is at the peak of his career, fresh off a sold-out world tour that saw him belting out tracks to over 1 million. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to this explosive edition of Entertainment Buzz where we dive deep into one of the most shocking moments in daytime television history. Picture this: the vibrant Los Angeles studio of the Kelly Clarkson Show, buzzing with anticipation as the audience settles in for what was supposed to be a harmonious blend of country twang and pop powerhouse vibes. Fast forward through the break, and the show resumes with the house band easing into a mellow acoustic rendition of Kelly's Stronger, her empowerment anthem that always gets the crowd swaying. Keith joins in on guitar, his fingers dancing effortlessly over the strings, adding a country lilt that elevates the pop classic into something transcendent. The audience whoops in delight, phones held high to capture the magic, oblivious to the storm clouds gathering on the horizon of this seemingly idyllic set. Kelly, ever the gracious host, thanks him profusely, her laugh a cascade of genuine joy that masks the professional poise she's honed over years of live TV chaos.
Keith, that was incredible.
You've got magic in those hands. Nicole's a lucky woman. The mention of his wife, the Oscar-winning actress whose poise rivals Keith's own charisma, brings a soft smile to his face, but it's fleeting, replaced by a thoughtful nod as he sets the guitar aside. The interview pivots to deeper waters, the evolution of country music in the streaming era, where algorithms dictate hits and authenticity battles commercialization. Kelly, with her roots in pop country crossover, expresses her frustration. "I love how you're keeping it real, Keith, but sometimes I feel like the industry pushes us to be these polished products. Remember when we were just raw talent on Idol?
No filters, no facades."
Keith agrees at first, his voice warm with reminiscence of those early 2000s editions, the sweat-soaked stages, and the electric thrill of unknown potential. The tension escalates like a slow-burning fuse reaching its powder keg, the studio audience frozen in a tableau of wide-eyed anticipation, their earlier cheers now replaced by the collective intake of breath that you could hear a pin drop amidst. Kelly, her cheeks flushing with the fervor of someone who's never shied from a fight, be it on the voice panels or in courtroom battles over royalties, leans forward, her hands gesturing animatedly as if conducting an invisible orchestra of outrage. "Keith, come on," it slates like a slow-burning fuse reaching its powder keg, the studio audience frozen in a tableau of wide-eyed anticipation, their earlier cheers now replaced by the collective intake of breath that you could hear a pin drop amidst. Kelly, her cheeks flushing with the fervor of someone who's never shied from a fight, be it on the voice panels or in courtroom battles over royalties, leans forward, her hands gesturing animatedly as if conducting an invisible orchestra of outrage. "Keith, come on, it's not about guardianship, it's about integrity. I've poured my soul into this business, fought tooth and nail after my divorce to reclaim my voice, and seeing folks chase shortcuts, it just boils my blood." Her words tumble out in a rush, laced with the raw authenticity that's made her a daytime deity, but they strike Keith like arrows, piercing the armor he's forged from years of public scrutiny. He uncrosses his legs, planting both feet firmly on the ground, his hands clasping the edge of the couch as if anchoring himself against a tidal wave. Memories surge unbidden. The 2006 arrest for DWI that splashed his face across every tabloid, the intervention by his then-manager that saved his life, the subsequent sobriety that's been his North Star.
Shortcuts?
"Kelly, you think my path was a shortcut? I clawed out of hell while the world watched and waited for me to crash. Don't lecture me on integrity when you've got your own empire built on second acts." And then, the breaking point arrives with the subtlety of a thunderclap, shattering the fragile veneer of civility that's barely held the segment together. Keith, his chest rising and falling with the rhythm of restrained fury, sets his jaw and delivers the coup de grace. "You know what, Kelly? If authenticity is your gospel, preach it without the judgment. I've got nothing left to prove to you or anyone." With that, he stands abruptly, the couch creaking in protest, his guitar snatched up in one fluid motion as if it were a shield and sword combined. The audience gasps en masse, a symphony of disbelief rippling outward, phones thrust forward like talismans against the chaos. Kelly, caught mid-breath for her rebuttal, freezes, her mouth agape in a perfect O of astonishment, color draining from her cheeks as the reality sinks in. This isn't banter, it's breach. Keith, wait, she starts, her voice a plea wrapped in professionalism, hand extended in a gesture that's half apology, half anchor. But he's already pivoting, boots thudding against the polished hardwood floor with purposeful strides, the fringe on his jeans swaying like battle flags. The studio lights cast long shadows, turning his exit into a cinematic silhouette, every step echoing the finality of a door slamming in slow motion. Crew members scatter like startled pigeons, one cameraman scrambling to pivot for the shot, capturing the stunned host left center stage, her emerald dress suddenly seeming too vibrant against the pallor of shock. In the blistering aftermath, as the credits roll on the truncated episode and the studio lights dim to a somber glow, the digital deluge descends with ferocious speed, transforming the clash into a cultural cyclone that sweeps across platforms and parlors alike. Within minutes, the clip, Keith's decisive stride, Kelly's stunned plea, amasses millions of views on TikTok, edited with dramatic slow-mo and overlaid with Taylor Swift's bad blood for maximum meme potential, hashtags like hashtag Keith walks out and hashtag Kelly clash trending globally, outpacing even the latest political scandals. Fan forums light up like Christmas trees, divided camps forming battle lines. Keith's devotees, hailing from Nashville's honky-tonks to Sydney's surf breaks, decry Kelly as overreaching diva, flooding her mentions with cowboy hat emojis flipped upside down, while her belters, the loyal legion from her Idol debut days, rally with heart emojis and clips of her empowerment anthems, branding Keith thin-skinned sellout. Mainstream media pounces, TMZ's helicopters metaphorically hovering as headlines scream Urban Unplugged, shocking exit from Clarkson couch. Across CNN entertainment tickers and BBC culture feeds. Talk radio buzzes with armchair analysis, psychologists opining on the ego fragility of fame, while Variety drops a deep dive piece tracing their shared history back to 2003's Idol crossovers, unearthing old interviews where mutual admiration flowed freer than whiskey at a CMA after-party. Keith, holed up in his LA hotel suite overlooking the Hollywood Hills, scrolls through the storm on his phone, the glow illuminating his weary face as notifications ping relentlessly. Texts from Nicole offering steadfast support, proud of your fire, love. Calls from his manager urging a statement, and a voicemail from Carrie Underwood, a fellow country trailblazer, commiserating over similar set skirmishes. Dawn breaks over the Hollywood sign, casting a golden hue on a city that never truly sleeps, and with it comes the olive branch extended in the quiet hours when tempers cool and perspectives pivot. Keith, after a restless night haunted by replays and what-ifs, wakes to birdsong filtering through balcony doors, the Pacific's distant roar a soothing underscore to his introspection. He brews strong coffee, black, no sugar, just like his moods post-clash, and pens a response on Instagram, a simple video from his guitar perch, acoustic strums framing a face softened by sunrise, words tumbling sincere and steady. Last night's spark was real, as is my respect for at Kelly Clarkson.
She's a force, a friend, a fighter. Missteps happen, growth follows.
Here's to harmony ahead. Guitar Redheart the post, unfiltered and unproduced, garners a tidal wave of support, comments flooding with real recognizes real, and virtual hugs from peers like Luke Bryan and Pink, who chime in with their own tales of televised tussles turned triumphs. Kelly rising with the sun to her yoga mat, exhales into warrior pose, the stretch releasing knots of yesterday's knot, before firing off a reply DM, coffee on me next week? Let's make magic, not mayhem.
XO.
Their exchange, leaked tastefully by a mutual insider, quells the quadrant of the internet still simmering, shifting narratives from feud to forgiveness in a heartbeat. By midday, joint statements roll out via publicists, a masterclass in managed mea culpas. Keith and Kelly value their shared journey in music and appreciate the passion that fuels it. Expect exciting collaborations soon. No hard feelings, just hard truths leading to higher ground.